Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Planetbase. We've got our guys running around here, gathering, building, surviving as we see a meteor crash in the background. But one of the first things I want to do as we open up this episode is I want to select the processing plant here. And again, metal is a concern of mine. I want to make sure that we're doing okay with that. So let's jump in here and see what we can do. We've got a bioplastic processor. So this creates bioplastic from starch. But more importantly, we have the metal processor. I really need to get this guy going so that we can kind of crank out some metal. Now, we also have some other things we need to do elsewhere. Let me jump over to the canteen here. I did put down a table and a drinking fountain, but that's just not going to cut it. We also need the meal maker. So let's go ahead and put that guy down. Do that. So we're going to get those started. Now, additionally, I need to get our building out here. It is called the biodome. I was like, what is the name of that again? I forgot. We want to get the biodome down so we can actually start making food out of the materials that we have. So let's get that going as well. And I think what we might do, this one is not a dead-end building, so I think we might just branch this right off of here. Let's see. Can we not branch? We can branch more off of the oxygen generator. So I think I'll try to leave room for that over there. Let's see. How about here? Yeah. Let's put this here. Ooh, that one was close. You can see it leaves the rock over here as I come over. Look at that. It's pretty cool looking. That's pretty awesome. But it's getting a little close. So there you go. We have the biodome here. I think that'll work out pretty well, having it right by the food. And this is going to let us make plants, tomato plants, things like that. And then we can kind of bring those right in and make food from those. So that's going to work out pretty well. Now, one of the things I will end up doing is to basically put down another airlock. You can see, obviously, we have the one up here, and which is great because they're pulling material out of the mine and they're taking material from our recycled ship. But as we move over in this direction, it may be that we want to set up another mine. And if we put a mine over here, it might be nice to have an airlock right by it that then comes into the base, so that when you see things like this, like the robots and the people having to walk all the way around just to build something like this, they have to make kind of a long trek around things. If you actually have an airlock somewhere, they can actually stay inside and not go through the harsh environment. Or if they're out there and there is a sandstorm, you know, and they have a long run around, that's not good either. We don't want them stuck out there. So as we build out, we're going to consider where to put the next airlock for ease of access. So up here you can see that we are doing good on ore. We're +1, so we're bringing in ore. And again, we need the ore to make the metal. And we've got that metal processing right there. You can see that we have the crystals here, or the ore, that then is consumed by a worker to make metal. So that's pretty good. We don't have any of that going on right now, but hopefully we'll be getting that going in the near future. Now, one of the things we also want to consider is putting down a landing pad at some point, because that brings in more people. We can get more workers to help us out. Let's see, which one was that? Was that F2? F2. There we go. I'm trying to bring the stats up here. So you can see that we've got 2 biologists, 3 workers, 7 colonists, and then we've got kind of one of each of these guys out here, engineer, medic, and no guard yet. Now, when you put a pad down, you can actually select the pad and choose what you're looking for. You can kind of weigh more heavily towards workers, for example. You can put a higher percentage on that and basically prevent people from coming in. You can say, like, you know, I don't want these guys, but these guys are welcome here. So you can get selective there. You don't have to just kind of stick with what is thrown at you. And that's pretty cool. Okay, we got the biodome done. You can see oxygen filling into it, and that's good. Kind of wait for this to go here. Okay, so let's jump in here. I'm going to actually kind of rotate this around. We'll zoom in here a bit. And let's see. Here you go. We've got the different things we can do. Now, they kind of have color coordinating here, and you can see that we have the tomatoes, the onions, the radish. These kind of get worked in as food. But we also have these guys here, this kind of lighter yellow color, and you can see that it says starchy on these. So basically, the starch gets pulled out to make the bioplastic, and I believe that we do that here, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's jump over here to the processing plant. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and link this up so that we have kind of ease of access here. And you can see the bioplastic processor creates bioplastic from starch. So we want to be creating kind of a mix of those different foods because we end up using it for other materials as well. Let's go ahead and just make this right now. Let's get that started. We definitely need to get that going. And then we will get back to selecting our foods here. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably do 2 of each. Let's go ahead and do a tomato guy here. Let's see, we got lettuce, onion, radish. Let's go ahead and do mushrooms right next to it. And then for the starch, we'll go ahead and do a pea pad and potato pad. Now, I saw either in a video or screenshot, I can't remember, might have been on Nagark's channel, that there were actually 3 of these in each corner, and I think that's because it was a larger bank here, a larger place to put all that stuff. Biodome. Again, I forgot the name on that guy. I was like, a larger bank of food storage creation stuff. But I'm assuming that's what allowed that to be that large. So if I were to go in here and choose the biodome and scroll up, there you can see we have a bigger one. There's actually 3 stages there. Nice. So you could actually get more, more food processed in there. So anyway, maybe that was something I should have considered, but I don't know. We'll think about that for the future. We might go big, just to make sure that we got enough going on here, because that is kind of limited. 4 items there. We'll have to build another one of these definitely. And had I built a bigger one, we would save on some of the space that we're going to occupy here. We do have quite a bit of space here. You can see we've got all of that space in that direction. We have some out in this direction, and then we've got the little bit over here. But I think that there might be some gaps as well. Let me just kind of swim around here. I don't think you can go over the mountains at all, so I don't think we can really go that way. But it looks like we could work our way through and into that area there. So there's ways to kind of spread out. But anyway, I think it might be best next time to make a larger room for something like that. So let's see, we are definitely losing out on meals. We're trying to get that resolved here real quick. Let's see, we are also losing out on the bioplastic. But hopefully we'll get some more of that stuff going here as we get the starches going. Let's jump in here really quick. I was thinking, what do I want to do next? I did not put the additional solar panel out there, but I think we were doing okay. Consuming 28, producing 30. So it is quite possible to run out in the night, or at least to kind of really burn through that stored power. So it might make sense to either make another storage unit, because we are producing quite a bit maybe during the day, or throw out something else, maybe another turbine or something. I don't know. We'll think about that. But let's actually jump back in here and look at our interior buildings and kind of think about what might be next to make. Now we have these 2 guys, the biodome and the processing plant. We don't have a factory though. We don't have a sick bay either, which is probably a good thing to have. We have injuries. We definitely want to make sure that we can treat our colonists, as you see there. Make sure that they are well taken care of. 1 to 2 of the metal. Yeah, I think we need to go ahead and do this. If we had some kind of problem, that would be pretty bad. And I'm going to stick it here near the entrance. They have easy access to it. It is a dead end. So let me think about that a second. Do I want to do that right there? We probably will end up putting another airlock out on this side, so maybe this isn't a bad place to put it here. Granted, it is a dead end. Let's see, let me think about that. Yeah, we could come off of this with one that doesn't dead end and branch out, so maybe I won't worry about that so much. We'll just kind of stick this guy here. We'll link those up. Cool. So you can see we're definitely getting kind of this spread off of this guy here. Plenty of room to branch out. Let's kind of jump back in here again. We do have the lab here. We can produce medical supplies. So having built the sick bay and seeing this is probably something we should put down. I think we might have some medical supplies, but I could be wrong. Actually, yeah, we've got the 10 here. So maybe we can hold off on that. Maybe if that number starts to drop, we have some kind of injury, or we kind of start going through those supplies. Maybe that's when we'll put one of these guys down. Now the storage would be nice because we could actually bring all the materials in. Then if we had a dust storm, everything's inside, so they can still access materials without actually being on the harsh environment. But I don't know. It's right there. It's not that far. They can walk. Okay, it is nighttime now. We still have people walking around, and they don't all sleep at the same time, so I don't feel too hard-pressed to make another bed just yet. We'll probably do that in a bit. I just want to make sure that I am trying to conserve some materials here. But one of the things I wanted to point out was that while we do have metal going down, it makes me think, okay, well, we want to get this stuff producing, right? We want more of this. And one of the things you can do here is you can see there's an up arrow here. I can actually click this and it will prioritize the work that's being done here. Now I can't specify metal over the bioplastic, but you can see that at least it does it for this type of building. And so I think I am going to go ahead and do that and make sure that they're getting that taken care of before the other things. Now having said that, with the meals coming down the way they are, I'm almost second guessing that decision. I'm thinking, well, the meals are pretty important, so I don't know. We may need to make sure that people are going doing the kitchen duties here. So I don't know if we have to turn this off first. Let's go ahead and click that because it wasn't available. Okay, it's still not available here. So, but maybe that's part of this role here. This is part of the food stuff. So let's do that. We'll prioritize that work. Make sure that they're making the food and everything that's needed. So. And maybe that's where this directly is coming from. I thought that maybe we do have the meal maker though, right? Yeah. So it consumes vegetables or vitra meat to make a meal. Okay. And we're not producing any of that right now. We do have vegetables going on though. So yeah, it looks like this is probably the place to actually prioritize that to make sure that we have meals going. So that's good. Excuse me. So one of the things I also wanted to mention was that I do have the power here, the power collector, and of course we have the solar panels and the turbines, and the oxygen right in the water. We got the oxygen here rather in the water. Now these are all kind of clumped over here, and if we take a hit over here, that can certainly happen. It would knock, you know, a vital element of our base out. It would be really bad to lose these. So that gets me thinking about having a kind of a contingency set up and having some of these elements built somewhere else. So I'm thinking that I might branch out and do water over here. One of the things we can look at is look at the water and see that we are consuming 2.25 and still producing about 5. So we're using a little bit more water, but we're still okay. But since we're going to be adding more of those anyway, I kind of feel like it's best to do it away from the other stuff so that if one actually got hit, you know, it wouldn't damage like both water collectors, for example. It may damage one, but at least we'd still have the other one. So anyway, I think I'm going to start putting those things over here, and may start with water. Let's actually just take a look at that really quick. The water extractor is 1 to 2, so that's not too bad. And you can see the metal is going up now. We have the green arrow in the top right, so that's really good. We're adding there. So let's go ahead and add a water extractor. And then what's going to happen is, because this is kind of a utility item, I'm thinking that we'll just branch some more utility items over here as well. More power next time. Anything we're going to do utility-wise, we'll just do it over here instead of adding to the collection on that side. As we hear a meteor come down somewhere nearby. There he goes, right behind us. Definitely is a constant reminder that you got to be thinking about those things. So one of the other buildings that we can get down here too that I'm pretty excited about getting going is the control center. That actually gives you some alerts. Essentially, you can kind of turn a red alert, a yellow alert, bring people in during a dust storm, for example, things like that. You can actually be invaded as well, and I don't know what invades you. My assumption is it's aliens. Somebody asked me that recently. It was either on Steam or Twitter, I don't remember. But somebody asked about that, and I said, I don't actually know what the invaders are, but my assumption is it's aliens or something. Maybe robots. I guess it could be robots or something, but anyway, those alerts would kind of help get everybody in. For example, the red alert, I think it brings everybody in and puts them on guard duty, essentially. So it would be nice to have that. If we had some kind of issue kind of crop up right now, there's not a whole lot I could do about that. So I think it might be good to get one of these down. Metal is kind of flattened out. Let's see, and we've got 13 of the bioplastic, so it's not too big of a hit to get this down. I think it might be a good idea just so we can be a little prepared. Let's think about where I want to branch this off of. I might just go out here. Let's see, where would this... Oh, I can't do it off of the dorm. That's a dead end. So we could do it here though. Let's do that. I feel like this is like disaster prevention, or at least it can help with that. So I really want to get that going. Okay, cool. Now we can also speed things up. Is it the plus sign? Yes, game speed 2. We'll bring this up a bit, and I'll probably ramp this up to 4 every once in a while, but I'm trying to take it easy here in the beginning and making sure we're getting everything kind of established the right way. When I rush, that's when I tend to miss things, and things definitely get screwed up, but we'll speed that up in certain situations to kind of get things moving along. Okay, looks like we have the control center set up. I'm going to go ahead and select that and go over here. We got a couple different options. Let's check these out because I'm not super familiar with these. Telescope console. An engineer will monitor a telescope from here. Cool. Radio will work the radio antenna from here. Security console. A guard will monitor suspicious activity in a few structures from this console. This will allow you to detect intruders before they kill anybody. Ooh. So I'd be led to believe then that I may not know when there's intruders. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, well with that in mind, I almost feel like we should make the security one just in case. It's one metal. Not too bad. And one bioplastic. Let's go ahead and do that. Oops, I forgot about. I have to choose where that's going. Get with it, Weem. There you go. Okay, cool. So we're going to get that going. Meals are 4. We were down to 2. Fortunately, we've got people kind of running around and doing that. What you'll see is somebody kind of walk over with the red block. We got the vegetables. They'll walk it over, put it in the meal maker there. And then the percentage here will jam through as it produces that one out. So it's not too bad. There we go. It does look like meals are going up, which is definitely a good sign. 8 vegetables is good too. I dig that. It looks like we're gaining 2 each time. That's great. Losing out on starch though. I'm kind of thinking that you know, our need for food and the starch and everything is kind of making me think I need another biodome. And if I do another one, I might make a big one. We would definitely take a hit with the metal, unfortunately. But I think what we'll do is we're gonna go ahead and switch the oh, we can do prioritization on 2 at a time. I see. Both the processing plant and the biodome. They're really not doing a whole lot else though. But I think we'll go ahead and reduce the biodome then. For now, try to get some more metal going. Get some things I want to get made. Otherwise, we're doing decently. It's not too bad here. Not too bad at all. Okay, we got a little bit of a situation here. I brought up our menu here, our option. You could see that we were having a power issue. We were overloaded here. We're consuming 34 and producing 0, and you can see it's just eating through the storage here. That is not a good sign at all. The turbines are slowly turning, but we're eating through that storage. You can see this number just dwindling quickly. We definitely need it to be daytime to get that solar panel going. So let's see, what can we do here? We can't do anything that quickly, really. Let me turn the speed back down to 1. I think what we need to do is maybe get a turbine going initially. At least get the production of that started. We'll set this guy out here a bit. And let's see. We probably should do another power storage. I'm thinking that's going to be a way to go. Power is low, I know. I'm just hoping that the sun comes up here a bit. Oh, so here's a thing we can do as well. Actually, let's take advantage of this. We can actually go into here and kill the power. So we can kill the power on the sick bay, why not? And we can kill the power on the control center. Let's do that. So we kill that. That'll help us conserve a little bit of power. Probably not enough to help us, but I think it might slow it down a little bit, so that's good. We want to kind of keep the other guys going, though, so I think we'll leave them on and just hope that we're going to be okay. But we do have, again, I got a turbine out there, but let's go ahead and check in on this. Thinking about another power collector, 1 to 4. If we raise it up by 1, it's only 1 more metal, and then 2 more to go to this size. I kind of like the idea of having a giant power collector. I think that could be kind of cool. We're gonna kind of just put this back in this corner a little bit and connect these up. I think that's gonna really help us out. And during the day, when we're generating kind of this excess power, we'll just kind of fill that up, and we should be okay. So we definitely have a power issue right now. This is really not good. Now what'll happen is the elements that are farthest from the power, that's the way the way the description read was that the farther away from the power, it's those structures that are going to lose the power first. So you can see where kind of things are getting cut out here. I'm actually going to kill the canteen here, although I have a feeling... Okay, there we go. We're gaining some power back. So that's good. We're actually in the positive here, so I think we'll be okay. Nobody can really eat right now, but the bigger issue is we don't want power cut so much that the oxygen goes down. That would be really bad. I'd rather have them hungry than not be able to breathe, because they do not last long. without air. But we can see the sun's coming up, so that's good. This is definitely going to start picking up here. And once we get the large generator here, we will be in much better shape drawing and kind of conserving power into there. But I think we're going to leave it at that for now. I think this is quite enough for this episode. Again, it looks like things are coming along pretty well. We've got a ton of room to expand, a lot of stuff I still want to get to, so I do hope you guys join me again next time. I appreciate you guys stopping in, that is, and watching as you have been. And yeah, I will catch you guys next time.